Next question comes from Anthony Akana, who was in this discussion about kicking and fighting, and somebody mentioned that kicking is a defensive move, and he said that doesn't sound quite right to me. Why would they say that it's a defensive move? And I'm going to say, well, it can be, and it also cannot be. Depends on what kind of kick we're throwing and the context. For example, take the teep. The front push kick with the lead leg can be a very defensive move. If your opponent is throwing a round kick at you and they telegraph it enough for you to see it coming, you can teep while they're up on one leg and knock them on their butt. That's a great defensive move, but it's aggressive defense. You know, the type of defense that Jack Dempsey taught. Aggressive defense. The best kind. If you think about it, a right cross is a defensive move. I mean, it's aggressive defense. And let me tell you that cross is one of the most misused boxing terms. A lot of people think a cross is just any punch, any straight punch with your right hand, and that's not actually true. I mean, a straight right is not the same thing as a right cross. Now, both movements might be exactly the same. With my right arm, it moves out in a straight line. Okay, but what's happening on the cross, I slip at the same time as I throw the punch, and my opponent's arm crosses over mine. So if he's pumping out his jab, and I slip that jab and throw the cross, there's a moment where our arms are crossed in the air as mine is hitting his. So that's a defensive move, okay? And very similarly, we can use kicks in that context as well. For example, if somebody is throwing a outside leg kick with their right leg against our left lead leg, if we're orthodox fighters, we can preemptively, defensively kick with the lead leg to his standing leg on the inside. And if we hit that at the right angle, we can even sweep them. Okay, so kicking can be defensive. I mean, side kicks as well can be offensive or defensive. You can use a side kick as a counter kick, or even a turning back kick or a spinning back kick as a defensive move, a counter kick. Okay, if you watch Olympic Taekwondo fighters, the WTF style fighters, the high level ones are almost always counter strikers. They'll kind of stand there and bounce a little bit, and they'll try to bait the other guy into making a move first. And as soon as the other guy makes that move first, he's vulnerable. He creates this window of space where he's open for a counterattack, and then boom, they explode. So, you know, you can learn a lot about counter-striking and footwork and angles and stuff watching that stuff. I mean, for a lot of people, it's not the most exciting sport, but it is really interesting to learn how to use kicks as counter-strikes, to use them for aggressive defense. But at the same time, I mean, kicks can be purely offensive in every single way. So it goes both ways.